Tonight we dive deep into one of college basketball's oldest, fiercest, and most emotionally charged rivalries. The Oregon Ducks versus the Oregon State Beavers. Two undefeated teams, two programs with momentum. One arena where bragging rights, pride, and history collide. This is the 366th chapter of a rivalry that spans generations, coaches, eras, and completely different styles basketball. And tonight's clash at Matthew Knight Arena feels bigger than rankings, bigger than projections, and bigger than statistics. The Ducks enter this game with confidence and clarity. They are undefeated, they are playing at home, and they have beaten Oregon State in 8 straight matchups. Under Coach Dana Altman, Oregon has built a balanced, disciplined, and defensively strong system that thrives on spacing, tempo, and execution. Nate Biddle anchors the paint, Jackson Shelstad controls the perimeter. Takali Simpkins stretches the floor with his shooting. Combined, this core gives Oregon a rhythm that very few teams can disrupt. Their undefeated start is not a surprise. It is the product of structure and consistency. But Oregon State enters tonight ready to challenge that narrative. Coach Wayne Tinkle has assembled a roster built on size, length, and interior strength. Players like Yak and Johan Munch bring nearly 7 feet of rim protection, rebounding presence, and physicality that disrupts opponents at the rim. This team is young but fearless. They do not try to outrun teams, they try to outmuscle them. Against Oregon, that identity becomes their greatest weapon. They want to slow the pace, pack the paint, and force Oregon into contested mid-range looks. If they succeed in controlling tempo, they immediately change the shape of the game. Tonight's matchup comes with rare weight. Both teams are undefeated this late into November. Both teams need a strong resume win. Both teams are fighting for early season respect across the Pac-12. For Oregon, a win strengthens their status as a legitimate tournament contender. For Oregon State, a win snaps a rivalry streak, flips confidence, and sends a message that this is not the same team as last season. Let's talk players. For Oregon, Nate Biddle's work in the paint will be crucial. His timing, footwork, and shot blocking balance Oregon's entire defensive system. Jackson Shelstad is the engine. When he pushes tempo, Oregon becomes difficult to guard. And if Takali Simpkins finds rhythm from deep, the Beavers will have to choose between protecting the paint or defending the perimeter. For Oregon State, Yak's matchup against Biddle is one of the defining battles of the night. If he establishes position early, Oregon's interior defense will be forced to rotate. Johan Munch provides depth and physical presence that Oregon must account for on every possession. Their guards will need to value the ball, limit turnovers, and stay disciplined at the arc. From a tactical perspective, Oregon needs to run. They need Shelstad pushing transition before Oregon State's size can set up. They must create spacing and attack quickly. Oregon State must do the opposite. They must slow the game, turn every possession into a battle, and force Oregon into late clock decisions. The team that dictates pace likely wins. Betting lines favor Oregon by double digits, but rivalry games often ignore the numbers. Momentum swings quickly. Energy inside the arena can tilt the game in minutes. Oregon State has nothing to lose. That makes them dangerous. The projected scoring total sits in the low 140s, suggesting a slower, more physical game rather than an offensive shootout. If the Beavers control the paint, this becomes a grind. Why does this game matter so much? Because it sets the tone. For Oregon, it confirms their dominance and their early case as a top-tier team. For Oregon State, it is a chance to rewrite the narrative and prove that their undefeated start is not a fluke. And for both programs, it carries emotional weight. Rivalries fuel fans, players, alumni, and recruiting battles. So what should viewers watch for? Look at the first 5 minutes. That is where tempo is set. Watch the rebound battle. If Oregon State wins the boards, they stay competitive. Watch Shelstad's aggression. Watch Biddle's ability to defend without fouling. Watch how Oregon responds when the Beavers slow the game and disrupt timing. This rivalry has a history of unexpected heroes, sudden runs, and dramatic finishes. As we get closer to tip-off, the energy builds. The crowd in Eugene will be loud, ready, and determined to protect home court. The Beavers arrive with belief, momentum, and a chance to shock the conference. 40 minutes of basketball will decide who keeps their undefeated record and who takes their first loss of the season. This is more than a game. This is history, pressure, identity, and rivalry all colliding under bright arena lights. Oregon versus Oregon State, Ducks versus Beavers, undefeated versus undefeated. And tonight, two programs write another chapter in one of college basketball's most intense matchups.